Who here has tried keto before? I, for one, definitely have. It's touted to help lose weight, help get shredded. It also has apparent brain boosting benefits, and it's also delicious. You get to eat a bunch of fatty foods, but there's a dirty secret that the keto diet companies and influencers are not telling you about. And this is how keto absolutely tanks your testosterone levels. And this isn't just some fake news propaganda. No, this is legit. There's actually a meta-analysis study showing that keto diet, specifically low carbohydrate, high fat diet, has decreased testosterone levels in men by 37%. And not only this, but the keto diet actually leads to many major problems in men and in women. The first way it does this is through the urea cycle. Now, this is just fancy terminology for how your body converts things like nitrogen and things like the protein in food that you consume into energy within your body. And keto slows down this entire process. And what happens here is that your post-workout testosterone has to compensate by decreasing your testosterone levels. I know, it sounds crazy, right? However, there is some serious validity to this, and not only is there scientific evidence, but personal evidence with people who have come out of the keto diet, who've experienced what it'd be like to work out on keto versus not on keto. Now, this is just one of the side effects. There's actually a lot more side effects, some of which are even scarier and worse than lower testosterone levels. A very scary one in particular is its impact on the liver. Now, people that consume a lot of high fat foods are also going to consume a lot of cholesterol. And cholesterol is a great thing. It's very important, but quality matters, and what you consume cholesterol with matters here. As this study shows, cholesterol consumed with polyunsaturated fatty acid, or PUFAs, is going to actually have a detrimental effect on your liver in humans in clinical study. And what this is your canola oils, your vegetable oils, the oils that are in most of the dressings and most of the foods that are animal foods that you get from a non-pasture raised source, a conventional farm. They're super high in these PUFAs and these polyunsaturated fatty acids. And this combination with cholesterol, which is basically a staple of the keto diet, especially a dirty keto diet, is going to be a huge detrimental effect for your liver. Now, I'm going to get into why liver is so crucial for men's health. Other than just having a healthy liver helps detox your body, there's another caveat here about liver that all men need to know. Now, start to swap out these sunflower oils, vegetable oils, canola oils, and conventional meats for things like avocado oils, olive oils, and high quality grass-fed animal fats and ghee and butter. However, no restaurants do this. You have to be very diligent about the fat you're consuming, even more diligent than usual, because it's such a big part of what you're consuming on the keto diet. So unless you're super self-aware, you're probably consuming way more of these polyunsaturated fatty acids than you may be aware of. And the liver is so crucial for hormones because it helps metabolize them. And since cholesterol is a precursor of testosterone, it plays a crucial role in the production of healthy hormone levels. So overall, most keto livers are super overstressed and trying to process way too much fat. And then the third thing, now this is where we actually get into the problems of restricting all these carbohydrates. And this is something called the SHBG, hormone binding globulin. And this little hormone here is going to lead to decreased total testosterone, but the side effects are what you really need to watch out for here. Now, remember, I did mention the liver as number 2. The liver actually produces this SHBG within the body. So it all works hand in hand here. The body is actually very smart. It works cohesively together, and a lot of these systems overlap, which is why your diet is so crucial for how your overall wellness, health, and vitality feels. Now, all these problems combined lead to things like keto crotch, hair loss, low energy, weird body odor, and worst of all, the keto D, which is one of the scariest side effects, especially for men and women. You see, keto is just another crash course. It's meant to be slimming, and it's also meant to allow you to shed those pounds fast. However, it doesn't always work like this, and it comes at a price. Because now, not only does your body have to divert its resources, turning proteins into glucose, but it also stresses the liver and bile production. And organ stress is a common trend with all these crash course diets. Without healthy organs to function at their peak, not only our hormones will suffer, but also how we feel will be greatly affected. And it's a shame, man, because keto has so many touted benefits. And if you're like me and you've just gone way too far down the keto rabbit hole and did it for a little bit too long and maybe afraid that you put excess stress on your body, well, there are ways to undo that stress. And the first one is to stop doing the keto diet. But there are also some great diet changes, adaptogens, and peptides that can help you you recover from the keto damage. For example, the adaptogen toncatali can help with the urea cycle that we spoke of earlier and can help improve the urea cycle, help get it back to its normal levels, which will in turn decrease muscle damage and help with the recovery process and muscle building. And on top of that, there are also herbs that help regenerate and clean the liver. You can do something like a push-pull liver method when you have bitter foods and you have something like charcoal. I personally did this as well after doing keto for too long and my liver enzymes were elevated. So I used the push-catch method in order to have charcoal and bitters to help excrete a lot of the bad things in my liver and then have the charcoal bind to them and take them out of my body. And this greatly improved my liver enzyme levels because the liver is crucial. It is crucial to have homeostasis in the liver. And the herb Hushu Wu, especially tonically activated and traditionally prepared Hushu Wu, has plenty of beneficial compounds that help regrow and heal the liver. And the bioactive compounds in Hushu Wu have been clinically shown to benefit the hepatocytes in the liver. And it also does this by being able to help your body balance its plasma LDL cholesterol levels. And as an added bonus for liver support, there is another amazing herb, and this is a very bitter one as well, because usually bitter associates with liver health. So Schisandra berry. This one also has a clinical study lowering the enzyme that is a marker for liver damage. And last but not least, back to SHBG. This is a huge one. This is what guys like myself and Andre Bettinson have had struggles with for so many years. This was the one thing we had to overcome to really dial in our testosterone levels, to get to the point we're at now, to feel healthy as a man, to finally overcome those hormonal barriers that we've been dealing with year after year. And SHBG was the prime suspect. And this one is most prominent in people who are restricting their calories, especially their carbohydrates. But there are things like the 4.3 kilodalton peptide in toncatali that helps free testosterone unbind to the SHBG, allowing that free testosterone to actually be available in your body. Now, all of these things are not going to help much if you're still staying on the keto diet. You have to transition away from the diet, introducing more carbohydrates and making sure that if you are trying to lose weight, that you're taking action to not have too many calories, but focusing on nutrients and focusing on eating enough nutrients and calories within your diet so that your body can process the weight and you can lose that weight. Because the keto is a crash course diet. It might work in the short term, but all the benefits like the weight loss and the brain clarity is just going to turn into having more weight problems and more brain fog down the road. And even some of the leading keto experts have actually switched their stance on the keto diet, which I have a ton of respect for. Whenever someone can take something and say it and then get new information and then change their old beliefs from the new information, I have utmost respect for people like Thomas DeLauer, who had promoted and touted the keto diet for years and then realized that the keto diet actually tanked their own testosterone levels, even made a whole 30-minute YouTube video about this. And what Thomas found out was that the keto diet was not right for him, and he decided to optimize for his SHBG levels. And overall, keto has one primary aim: improving insulin levels. But there are so many better ways to go about improving your insulin levels that are harmonious with your organs, harmonious with your endocrine system and your hormonal levels. Because this dogmatic adoption of the keto diet is just way too extreme. And the problem there is that our ego gets in the way. We have all these dogmatic blind spots, and you start thinking that what you're doing is perfect and that it's not going to have any problems. But everything that is touted as the best and the only diet you need is going to have a lot of holes to poke through in it. And that's the problem. That's where true health stops and dogmatic diet approach begins. Because what results may be temporary will never last forever. If you truly want sustainable fitness results, you need to find something that's tailored towards your own personal health and something that isn't as restrictive and focused on nutrients instead of being focused on a crash course diet. But the keto diet and even the Atkins diet, they do get something right. And that is how much processed and sugary food is in our current diet today, especially in Western nations. See, all these years of the frequent junk food will just wreak havoc on your insulin levels. Because once you actually stabilize your insulin levels, your body can be much more flexible, and it can also help access new energy levels. This is why things like the keto flu are so popular, because the body is having to crash adapt to this new diet and lifestyle. Not to mention the lack of magnesiums and salts in most people's diet is another leading cause of this chronic dehydration, this chronic fatigue that keto only increases. But It's not just keto that has this problem. It's many crash course diets, and especially the standard American diet. Now, outside of keto, there are many options to help regulate your insulin levels. And this is achieved through things like fasting. Even some research by Dr. Jason Fung, the nephrologist, shows that a 5-day water fast can actually help start to balance your insulin levels. However, this comes with a caveat, a caution. Don't just jump into a 5-day fast either. That may not be what you're looking for. Different people have different necessities, different strokes for different folks, right? Dr. Jason Fung specifies in patients who have type 2 diabetes dysfunctions. So that probably isn't you. Now, occasional fasts are great, and they're a great way to help your body clean itself out, help way to regulate your gut, but it's something that you need to be aware of your necessities for it. I used to fast all the time, and now I only fast once or twice a year. Before, I would fast once or twice a month, and that shot my SHBG through the roof, tanked my free testosterone, and I was left confused and limp and wasn't able to enjoy myself how I should be enjoying myself as a man. My gains in the gym decreased. I had all these problems. But on top of that, with the keto diet, I also had the side effects of I didn't smell good. I just didn't feel good. My liver enzymes increased, and I knew something was off because my body was giving me the signs that something wasn't right. So overall, if you're thinking of starting keto, or if you've been on keto, share your experience in the comments below. Let us know what you personally have gone through or what you're hoping to get from keto, and then like this video and subscribe for your health.